Hi, my name is Winston Brown, and I'm a film student at Belmont University, and I'm here to answer the question, is it worth it? I don't know. Okay, actually though, while I think that film school is the best option for me, I don't know if that's the best option for you. So I'm going to detail the pros and cons of going to film school that I've noticed after 1 year at Belmont University. And stick around to the end of the video for a tip if you're still not sure what to do. Let's start off with the pros. Pro number 1, connections. Oh my god, the connections, they're so easy to make. It's so easy to meet people at school because that's where people are going to look. I got an internship that way my freshman year. I met a guy that knew a guy that knew a guy, and bada bing bada boom, I got an internship. I'm not sure I can talk about that. I signed an NDA. I think I'm fine. I didn't say anything. I think I'm fine. My next video I put up will go into more detail about how to make connections at film school effectively, so subscribe if that interests you. Pro number 2, learning. I mean, that's the main reason you're going, right? Really though, so many YouTube channels will try to tell you they're all you need to become a successful filmmaker. I'm looking at you, tomorrow's filmmakers. And if you want to be a wedding photographer or do this as a hobby, then yeah, they are really all you need. But if you want filmmaking to be your full-time job, then there's so much that you just can't learn online. Even the most extensive YouTube series like Studio Binder and their series The Shot List, which I highly recommend. Even it doesn't go into things like beaded scripts, which are so helpful if you learn how to properly implement them. And there were so many other things that I learned at film school that were never taught to me on YouTube, and that I'm gonna put up a whole video down the line just detailing what I learned in 1 year of film school. Pro number 3, the final pro I'm going to get into is this, equipment. While you don't need the most expensive equipment to make a good film, it certainly helps. And at film schools, you get to work with such amazing equipment that you just can't afford starting out. At Belmont, we have FX6s, RE lights, and Sennheiser 416s, which are so useful for when you have that amazing story that you want to tell, and you want to do it justice. Now let's talk about some cons. Number 1, the one you're all thinking of, is the price. I'm not going to go into too much detail because all of that largely depends on your financial situation, but yeah, film school is expensive. College is expensive for everyone, but it's worse for film students because they could be putting that money towards gear. And also, in an art major, you don't have a guarantee of landing a job after you graduate. It's really a risk that you have to be willing to take. This is all highly dependent on your financial situation, like I said, and ultimately, I think that if you can go to film school without taking out any student loans, finances shouldn't be your deterring factor because school is an invaluable opportunity. Con number 2, time. You don't really have time in school. You're constantly working on projects, doing homework, and studying, and while you are largely going there to do that, you're also going there to make movies. It's hard to find the time to make movies at school. Just this past semester, I had a script all written up, all ready to go, crew and actors ready, and the day before the shoot, my actor had a scheduling conflict. We had to reschedule. So that's okay, so I figured we would do that. But then the next time we were going to shoot, the day before, another person had a scheduling conflict. And then another, and eventually I scrapped the whole script. It's super hard to find to get as many people together you need to make a movie while juggling all your regular school activity. And honestly, I'm starting this channel over the summer, and I don't know if I can keep it going during school. Con number 3, the final con. You don't technically own anything you make at school. Because the gear you used is owned by the school, technically the film is also owned by them. While you still get all the credit and recognition from people in the industry who see your film, you are unable to send those films to festivals or post them online. Now, you will notice that I post some of the videos online that I made in school, but that was just for one class, and even then I had to put in the credits and in the description that it is property of Belmont University. So if you think you're ready to start submitting your films to festivals, first, get that fact checked by a few people. Then, maybe reconsider going to film school. So that's it for the pros and cons of film school that I came up with. There are some more obvious ones like the hands-on learning aspect of going to a physical school that I didn't want to go into. But for the most part, that's all there is to it. Ultimately, I made the decision to stay at film school, but I was honestly pretty hesitant at first. Now for that tip I mentioned. This is something I actually came up with before going to school. Double major. Half a major in film and half a major in something else that you're good at and can easily land a job in. Now this is hard. I actually had to drop my second major this past semester because I couldn't handle the workload and because my future in the film industry is looking quite promising, so I didn't think I needed it anymore. But that wasn't an easy decision to make because I understand how scary going to film school is. Ultimately, it's a hard decision, and while I think film school is the right one, I'm gonna end the video with something that the film chair at my school told me once. If you're really going to be a filmmaker, you're going to be a filmmaker, whether or not you go to film school. That's what he said. Find the opportunities to break into the film industry, whether or not you go to school, if you're really determined to do this. If you stuck around to the end of the video, be sure to subscribe. This is my first YouTube video, so they're only gonna get better. Click here to see my current favorite short film that I've made, and hopefully, if I do this correctly, I'll be back next Wednesday. Thanks for watching.